One more round of Swiss for one of these two squads, and there's only one way to find out who gets to continue on now and who has to continue on today.
And roster changes galore of both teams trying to reach a higher peak than what they've shown before. Gyro playing over Evo. Of course, you guys know Aqua is here, but Stizzy is here to say hello first.
What on earth, Stizzy? All right, come in and let them know that it doesn't matter what roster change they have made. You are definitely the one to keep on the team. Dignitas coming out hot.
That is a hot start. Like, I'm still reading here, looking over at the game, and bro's off the ceiling. Can we relax? And this is a great comeback. This is a rematch of the double elim from the last regional, where NRG made it out of Swiss beating Dignitas in Game 5 in that last deciding match. So NRG have been usually the gatekeepers to Dignitas, but revenge is looking sweet for the moment.
Yeah, there is one thing you gotta keep making mention of, and it is the fact that Gyro is back, and we're trying to see how big of an impact that has on this Dignitas squad. Because remember, when they came into the original split, they came in with Arsenal and Gyro duoing with like LF third, and then they took him out, and then they brought him back, and NRG has kind of done something similar on their end of the things. But for now, and Dignitas it's prevailing. It's working in their favor.
Yeah, it's like a work in progress when you bring a new third like that. You just want to scrap it out. This is definitely possible to do because the pressure continues for Dignitas. Arsenal kind of gets blocked on the sidewall there, giving some chance for NRG to move forward. Back and forth we go as Stizzy wants the second one and sets up Arsenal for the banger.
I love this. I mean, listen, if you're already up by one, you might as well make it two. But Stizzy, he's got something to prove right now. But I love the teamwork between it, even trying to push that ball forward, still managed to get the bump out of the way just enough for Arsenal to be able to push it through, and 2-0 up in game one.
So far, so good, but missed. Bringing it upstairs to Aqua. What a pass, but what a save out of Stizzy. Man, he is having a game one. Here he goes too, having the reset, flicking it above Aqua, and Gyro slammed into by Garrett, but the follow-up by Arsenal is beautiful, and Dignitas are on a roll.
You cannot count this Dignitas roster out. My goodness, it took all three players, but it wasn't a bad showing by any means. 2 attempts off the backboard. It was the third touch to go through, and Dignitas 3-0, completely uncontested. NRG, you've got 3 goals to respond to, and yet have barely been able to break into the Dignitas half long enough to stay there and take some shots.
This is a win here is for a chance to make it to the final round, to get a look at top 8 for the first time in a while for these teams. A good backflip by Aqua, Garrett to his right, with Stizzy and Gyro in the way, and Dignitas won't even let NRG kind of stand up on 2 feet. Don't even get the ball rolling at all as Gyro switches up the pace, makes the opponents look silly, just drops it off. Giving a chance now for Garrett and Aqua. Down the field they go. Gyro with the jump and Aqua to the corner. Garrett can't get a great touch on it. So not much threat there from NRG.
Yeah, nothing too insane so far from NRG. It's really just them trying to figure out what you can do to slow Dignitas down for now. But something that makes me a little bit nervous is how close NRG have been kind of playing to each other, trying to just figure out what is going on at the moment. But you got just over 2 minutes left to go. You're still down by 3. It's not a bad thing, though, the fact that it's happening in game 1 to NRG. That means you're left with plenty of time in the series to still be able to try and come back. But my goodness, these follow-ups got to come in so much quicker than what they have been if they want a chance to try and put something on target. That was one of the closer opportunities there from Aqua, but Gyro with the save.
Dignitas know that they can just play defense at this point, and it's just barely keeping these goals back. Now the counterattack's coming in quick as Arsenal takes this from his friend, and NRG managed to rotate back in time to not let anything through. Now 90 seconds left. It's not impossible for NRG, but it'd be some cope to think there's a comeback here. We'll see what the next minute will bring for NRG. That leader of Garrett will at least set them up through the corner, but Aqua kind of ran into Garrett, so the follow-up was late to the party. Now Garrett's trying to threaten the double, and Stizzy won't let it happen, so NRG are trying different options, and a defense is apparently not there.
Yeah, they've been trying a million things right now, but honestly, if you're pushing up even just a bit too close to that midfield line, it takes one clear from Dignitas to be on target, and of course an Arsenal that's cheating up as well to completely take away any chance of NRG starting a comeback. You've got a minute left to go. Gyro tried to clear this one up into the NRG half. Aqua sending this one back and missed there to follow, but Arsenal's touch actually gave an opportunity for a shot there. It was just a bit high, and again, nobody back. It's almost like NRG want to do the high risk, high reward kind of play, where you want to be all up in the faces of Dignitas. You want to send somebody up to cheat and go get the bump of the demo. The problem is when you do that, if no shots or goals are coming in immediately after those plays, it's the easiest clear for Dignitas to put on target and give themselves another goal.
It's a lot on that third man of NRG when Garrett's going for a demo, as you said, and then the challenge missed out of the second man, and you just can't have multiple mistakes happen. Dignitas have gotten a few too many open nets, and a 5-0 is very worrisome if you're an NRG fan, because you just know you've stuck around for this long. At some point, they can come out with a win, but at some point, Stizzy has to reset. It makes it look disgusting.
Bro, Stizzy's got all the space in the world, and I'm trying to figure out why, but honestly, he's not even going to question it. The reset over Garrett from the mid just bounces up and down and in. 15 seconds and a 6-0 on NRG. That's not what you want. If you were Aqua, Garrett, and Miss, you are scratching your heads going, what is going on? How do we just reset mentally headed into game number 2 after all of that? But if you're Dignitas, don't change a thing. You give Stizzy the ball, you give him the space, and even let Gyro have a crack at it if he wants to, but this one's gonna hit the ground. Dignitas take game number 1 in probably the most dominating fashion against a team like Dignitas that obviously Garrett has been playing for years, the org in a sense, because obviously for those of us that have been around for a while, this is not the OG Dignitas roster by any means, but what you can say is he has played Arsenal, he has played Gyro, and to add Stizzy into the mix and for Stizzy to have the capability to pop off like we've been saying throughout game number 1, this team looks like a threat. Same thing is said for them, though.
Yeah, NRG just got to forget about game 1. Did game 1 even happen? No. And look how things have turned around. Aqua leaving it to Mist. A backboard unprotected. NRG get to kick things off when, remember in game 1, it was Stizzy that scored within the first 5 seconds off the ceiling. So the fact that NRG can have some revenge here is nice.
That was probably a little close for comfort for Dignitas off that one, and probably one of the more rarer times we've seen Dignitas a little stressed on defense. They quickly transition out of their half. This one's going to float down over to Gyro. Going to take his time there. Aqua with a challenge on him. Garrett wants to push this ball forward. No boost for Arsenal, but still carries out mid, and there it is, the big clear from Stizzy, immediately sent back, and it's a battle in the mid for control of this ball. Who's going to be the first one to clear over and formulate some sort of a play more than just a weak shot towards net? Stizzy reset over 1. It's Arsenal to follow up. It hits the post and it's out. It's Gyro, though, to finish over Garrett. Tied game at 3:59.
Oh, Dignitas, this was part of a long-term plan. They were boost-starving NRG, eventually dwindling them down to nothing. And finding that equalizer is huge for them. Yeah, you can always give Stizzy the ball and let him do some freaky stuff off the ceiling, but you can also just play your game. And Dignitas weakened them to that point, but here's Garrett going up high. Aqua putting it in reverse, but sets up Mist to score.
Was there a bump in net off this one? I can't quite see. It was just like the tiniest of hits between Arsenal and Garrett, and then Stizzy just got really awkward off that one, and it was just full taking advantage of the moment and the opportunity, and there you have it. NRG immediately back in a lead here, looking to extend if possible off the kickoff. Miss trying to take a challenge onto Gyro. Not as successful as he probably would have hoped for it. Instead, this one falls into the hands of Stizzy. Challenge off of Garrett means this one goes to Aqua, and Aqua's going to carry over. Reset over Gyro, headed towards the net, but Arsenal to send off into the corner.
Uh-oh, Stizzy didn't like how he handled that, but recovered well, and there wasn't an immediate reaction out of NRG to punish that. And here's Aqua with the double, and he gets it done. NRG have woken up.
He had way too much space. If you are Dignitas, you cannot give Aqua the backboard like that. You saw Arsenal try and race back up there and prevent what was basically inevitable. It was the double coming through off that one. 2-goal lead now, almost immediately turning potentially into 3. Thankfully, Stizzy got the bailout not once, but twice. And now it's Dignitas on the flip side fighting for their lives.
I was not expecting that after the 6-0 game one, but we knew that NRG needed to start playing the game. And now that they have, things look a lot closer. Arsenal not getting that second touch. Stizzy, no boost, can't help, but now we can. But NRG solidly, but there's still so much time and still a long time for even Dignitas to catch back up with these very close call saves to still keep this within 2 for them. Now it's only Aqua back, and Arsenal just runs head first. Stizzy off the ceiling, used the reset to get above Mist, and Gyro waits for his moment to challenge Aqua. And NRG still do a good job, and even so, getting the demo relieves so much off of them with Dignitas on their back.
I was about to say, I think something that I would absolutely commend NRG on right now is the sheer amount of aggression that they're putting onto Dignitas to really slow them down and probably frustrate them, right? Every demo is disrupting the Dignitas rotations. You're messing with their game plans, and you're making it a lot harder for them to transition out of their own half. And there it is, Aqua just slowing things down. Nobody back on the defense. It's actually Stizzy with enough boost to get around. He got really lucky that Aqua was low there. And there it is, a tiny touch from the quarter post to put Dignitas in a 1-goal deficit.
Oh, just completely missing that. And then the 2-on-1, there's only so much Garrett can do in that moment. A little hectic off the post, but hey, it makes it for an interesting game. And I'm seeing NRG even still try to go for these setups, but the first and second man on that offense still need to connect more consistently. They had a good start, but like I said before, it's how you finish. And at least, like you said, NRG able to slow down some of this pace out of Dignitas, not letting the backboard get used, but Gyro catches it first off the midfield. It's gonna leave Garrett to do what he does. But dropping off the ball, NRG need to maintain possession if they want to create more offense than defense.
Exactly. I think being able to hold on to that ball would be super crucial to NRG being able to extend this lead, because for now it's a lot of these touches just falling into the hands of Dignitas. You saw it again, Stizzy trying to attempt the dunk off of it as well. Somehow NRG walk away with a save, but can they do it again? Yes, it's missed off from the goal line, trying to transition his team out on a shot. This one just high, it goes right back into the mid and immediately volleys back with Aqua. And Dignitas, you gotta stay in this orange half. You got less than a minute to go, and NRG are ramping up the pace.
Yeah, Dignitas tried to challenge when NRG took the ball high, and it's a good stop out of Gyro, and NRG smell blood in the water. They can get some insurance here. That could lock down game 2, and Miss makes up for it. NRG hope to equalize the series in the next 35 seconds.
This is exactly what I was talking about, being able to hold on to that ball a little bit longer. Now, granted, Stizzy wasn't able to get up probably as quickly as he would have hoped. The fact that it was able to have another bounce and Miss had what felt like all the time in the world to get to reset up for another shot was insane. But he did it again. All the space in the world is being given to this player, and if you are Dignitas, that is a detriment to this game number 2.
Yeah, there were 2 players off Dignitas that had 0 boost, and we're probably trying to collect that and leaving, I think, Arsenal, who's the only one who had boost, to realize he was the 3rd man that could even get there in time. And well, even with that, if that was a goal, there is just so little time left for Dignitas to find the dominance that they had in game 1. But yes, it was Dignitas winning. It was also NRG almost barely playing together, which is the key, playing together. And we're seeing NRG make those improvements. And For now, game 2 will end in a landslide in favor of NRG this time compared to how game 1 went. But, oh, cute double at the end.
Listen, just keep them going. Show Dignitas exactly who you are and remind them any missed touches, any space given from the backboard results in an NRG win.
You're happy that happened. And what's the adaptation out of Dignitas, who thought this was going to be maybe an easy series starting off 6-0? You get to lay back and just see what are the changes coming out of the opponent. Now it's Dignitas finding themselves behind NRG. Oh my God, right out the gate swing, and it's missed after getting 4 goals in that last game. He is a threat on the field you gotta respect. For now, we'll be 0-0.
Here's missed off the backboard. He doesn't miss those. I'm telling you, the second missed is given any space on that backboard. Anything that comes after that shot is slotted. 1-0 for NRG.
Yeah, Dignitas, they attempt these challenges and then lose them in the worst of ways, where it results in a shot on an open net. And maybe you need more layers to this defense if NRG are going to vanquish you. Not physically, but hey, it's a good lead for now, and you see that Dignitas have at least set themselves up on the orange half, as Stizzy looking awkward on the midfield. Now him and Arsenal are going to support each other, but it's not very comfortable and confident control, giving a chance for NRG to just throw some shots down, and Stizzy has to go back.
I mean, you mentioned the word awkward, and there's been moments where it looks super awkward, but finally Stizzy making NRG feel that way just a little bit there. Having 2 players in net and neither one being able to make connection off this shot here. It's Stizzy just around the corner. Tied game in game 3.
Holy counterattack. Like, as soon as I stopped talking, they scored. Like,
I mean, they heard you.
Well, good. I think all of us want a good series. We just want to see teams, if they're going to lose while playing their best. And now Aqua against Stizzy. It's coming in fast. Stizzy at least gets a touch to slow it down, and Miz dribbling it up high. All 3 below watching. NRG, they got him where it hurts. And it will be Garrett on the right waiting for how Stizzy tries to clear this. And Aqua against Gyro. It's a dance in this blue wall until the demos come out to start physically removing NRG from their half.
It's kind of insane because every attempt to make a clear is resulting in a demo. Gyro sent up, double demoing, and still not getting anything off of it. Aqua clears this one out past mid into the hands of Arsenal, pops this one up, attempt over to Gyro, but missed is just faster. Stizzy somehow able to collect this one. Arsenal, great follow-up there, just lurking behind him. Tried to go low, but Garrett had him read beautifully. And hopefully this can turn into a counter for NRG. If not, I think it's just another Dignitas transition play. Gyro trying to keep this one low, goes under Aqua, tries to get the 50 off, and Arsenal to finish up. And there you have it. Dignitas are back in the game.
It's so unfortunate for NRG because they just came off of a demo. Miss was hunting for bumps, and they just needed possession. You just can't hunt for demos if you don't have the ball, and NRG gotta be on the same page and break the glass and hit red alert 911 if things are not working out. But Dignitas don't even let them have time to think. They'll have the lead. And Arsenal's been bringing that energy to kick off the offense. And Gyro almost with a chance. It's coming off the ceiling. And the clears happen for NRG, and maybe not just that. A counterattack is missed. Second touch is shut down. And this game is heating up.
There's Gyro around the corner. Couldn't quite do anything with it. Arsenal just tried to drive it upfield, but instead it's a redirect from Aqua at mid to tie things up for NRG. I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. You give this NRG squad an inch, they will take a mile. You have to be so prepared on the back end for these clears at this point. And if you are not, well, I don't know what to tell you, Dig. They've done it to you multiple times. At some point, you gotta learn.
And it's like Stizzy that's been playing more third man this game when he was the player on fire before. Now Dignitas still having to decide who can protect their net when things go awry in the midfield. And he pointed out this happens a few times, and Dignitas will learn eventually, right? But Garrett is handing the ball now to the other team, hoping that his second man finds the bounce, but it's Dizzy and Arsenal, 2v2, running into Mist. Gyro with the shot, but a better save out of NRG to keep this still 2-2. But Gyro left with the ball, and Garrett comes back in time. Aqua seems safe for now, right? Arsenal at least bump him off the ball, and Stizzy thinks there's a chance. Arsenal trying to bump Mist, and Gyro lands it off the backboard. So NRG starting to stabilize, but that got so scary, and it still is! How did that get in?
Finally, Dignitas find their way through. I know everybody watching, you were holding your breath for the last 30 seconds. There were 3 times that ball should have went into the net, and it was all because of a low boost that Dignitas could not push that ball forward. And finally, my man Stizzy clutches up, but it's up to Mist to tie things here. Garrett, he knows Gyro's lurking on the backboard, tries to pass his one over to Aqua. Backboard is his if he wants it, trying to reclaim the shot, and the power is missed, but Gyro, he's got to try and make it clear out of this one. For now, Dignitas can only hold on to a 1-goal lead, and a bump and a play from Garrett are not going to come into play here. It's 1 minute left, and somehow Dignitas are fending off NRG.
Oh, just when NRG were starting to ramp up too. They can't afford much else. Dizzy bringing the ball down low. Aqua with a great defensive read. NRG can now reassemble the troops. And Gyro's attempts to dunk there. They gotta be careful for where Dignitas are flying about. Now NRG are gonna need to help Mist a bit more on these transitions. And there's 30 seconds left. Gyro makes the save. Here's Mist with the second touch off the sidewall to shake up Gyro. But Gyro doesn't know how to, or Garrett doesn't know how to be involved, but this time, take the ball high, but against Arsenal, Aqua trying to redirect this forward. Mist with the second touch towards the back wall, it lacks power. NRG lacking potential, but still in the blue half to try and get this done. Mist with the shot, Aqua with the attempt to redirect, and still not gonna happen. Dignitas take the game.
I have to give the biggest applause to the Dignitas sets new champs, like having M80 on top. It is a world for change right now. It is anybody's win if they want to claim it, and that's exactly what Dignitas are trying to do, claiming that win over NRG as they sit on match point.
Oh, don't let Gyro have this ball. I love how close Arsenal plays to his teammates too. Like there's always a follow-up touch and not just immediately being dispossessed. So it helps create more options. For now, it seems Dignitas are a bit trapped, waiting to see how they can react against NRG. But Stizzy's getting shoved around. Gyro's close enough to salvage the moment. Now Stizzy just needed more power, but you can't get through Mist. Now Garrett up the sidewall wanting to run into Gyro, manages to get the ball before he gets hit. And Dignitas got to be careful still.
Yeah, you're definitely trying to play a little bit more of a patient game this time if you're Dignitas. Nothing too risky. Just let the opportunities arise and then take advantage of them. Now, granted, that was one of them. It was Gyro trying to find Stizzy. Couldn't quite find him off that one, but Stizzy's not going to let the play die here. It's Mist trying to kill this one. Aqua attempted clear, but Arsenal's touch keeps this one in the corner, and this one could float down. It's a center from corner from Stizzy. Instead, it falls into the hands of Aqua. Aqua to carry over, and NRG start their counter.
NRG's defense so stubborn there when it feels like Dignitas are setting up camp, looking for houses in the area. That's how long they're staying, and it continues as Arsenal takes the shot. Garrett gets a hand up in time. Stizzy's off the ceiling again as Arsenal tucks Mist into bed. When it comes to his position in the net, still NRG unbury themselves from this moment, but it's not like the counterattacks are getting them goals either.
No, it's definitely been a little bit more work than I think Dignitas was anticipating, but hey, listen, Gyro puts in the work. He was given the ball, he took it to the backboard, he saw nobody was there to defend, and well, dude took advantage of the space he was given, found a shot opportunity, and gave Dignitas the lead.
So, only so much NRG can do. They're constantly saving, reacting. It's about time that Dignitas scored after how fruitful their offense looked now in the first 2 minutes. Is there still signs of life out of NRG to come back and to get revenge out of a game that slipped out of their hands in game 3? That's Arsenal and Stizzy working to see how Mist is going to challenge this against Garrett and off the crossbar. It doesn't happen for Dignitas quite yet. But Gyro will keep the play going and Garrett has to catch up. Stizzy will take the boost at the corner and wait to see how NRG try to escape, as Dignitas have been so good at keeping them locked in that half. It's been impossible for NRG to escape.
Yeah, this has been pretty interesting seeing NRG on such low boost. I think Dignitas is just playing really great pathing right now to take everything away from them, and also just forcing NRG to use everything that's in the reserve, right? They're slowing this game down for NRG to a point where it is pretty much uncomfortable for them, and it's extremely difficult for them to get out of their half. This is the first time we've seen it, and it's a pass over to Garrett G off the crossbar and out, and that was one of the better opportunities we've seen. And as quickly as it came, it went, and there you have it. It's Dignitas back in control.
And if NRG are going to play this forever defense, then the slivers of opportunity they have to execute. Well, they've registered 2 shots all game. Like, it's looking dire for NRG. They're only down by 1, so it's not the worst position ever. But Charles using the reset to now get off the wall there, and Stizzy tries to recenter this. So still go back to Dignitas' hands, now pinching it off the wall to Stizzy. Great read. Aqua's already jumping for it. Gets a good enough clear for NRG and something to work with.
Nice reset. Still not going to do too much there. You can pinch it around the corner. Maybe that can beat out the defense, but Arsenal had it red. Garrett tried to place that one down, but it's low boost, which means it's a slow shot. And a quick counter for Dignitas. Great 50 there. Enough space for Gyro to make a challenge. Even on low boost, Dignitas comes out on the other end successfully in terms of keeping this ball where they want it, and that's in the NRG half, wasting the time that NRG so desperately need to be able to formulate a play.
Dignitas are going for these 50s so close to the net that if NRG approaches the wrong way at any moment, Dignitas can just dunk them, and NRG have been able to get out of their own half now a bit easier in these last minute, and they just need 1 to find OT, and that's not how they wanted it, but that's how it's gonna get done.
As soon as I saw this, wait, who had the tiny hit? The tiniest hit on the Stizzy from Garrett. I knew if Mist or anybody was behind him, they just had full clearance to send that ball on target, and that's exactly what they did. 27 seconds left, trying to get one off the kickoff. It's just wide here, but can they keep it going? Aqua sealing it down to Garrett. Nothing coming out of play. Instead, it's a clear back, but Mist drives it forward. Arsenal, no boost off the backboard, but still manages to keep a save. You got 9 seconds left in regulation here, and Garrett's in control from the corner. Can Mist slow things down to keep it at least in their favor enough to take one more shot? They're trying to do it, but it can't go in. Defense is too strong. This one can float, but Arsenal will kill it, and it's overtime for match point for Dignitas.
It would be so crazy if Dignitas lost this after being in, yes, it's only a 1-goal lead, but the way that they were controlling this game for so long, NRG, they opened their eyes at the last second, but they gotta stay sturdy here on this defense. They do so for now. Gyro can't beat Mist. Into the orange half we go, with Garrett trailing behind and Mist bumping and making Dignitas look uncomfortable. But Stizzy takes the ball high in order to avoid NRG. 30 seconds in, it's Aqua with a touch off the sidewall, kind of running into Mist. That's okay. Garrett steps up when Stizzy is still trying to control the ball. So NRG trying to harass Dignitas a little bit more, and this offense is gaining confidence. And Aqua down the ceiling. Mist was so close. How is this not in for NRG?
It's pure panic at this point. That one goes crossbar down and back out, and Dignitas are still in the game. You're a minute into this one, and like you said, NRG have made Dignitas look uncomfortable, but that doesn't excuse the fact that at times NRG can get panicky. You got enough to make the double, and he's successful with it. Aqua are taking NRG with him to game 5.
Nah, how does that actually win this and we go to Champions Field? Yes, it was 1-0 for Dignitas this whole time. Then NRG forced OT. Going to 5. Everyone is out for blood, okay? We're saying goodbye to a lot of good teams today, and there's only so many chances to get to London and the World Championship left, but for now, we'll zoom back in on Champions Field for Dignitas and NRG.
Guys, make a million tabs open, but right now this one is one of the more intense, and I say that respectfully because these two are grudge matching against each other right now. You are in game 5, Dignitas, NRG just trading back and forth the wins, and nobody wanting to cheat up just enough on Dignitas to try and play this. I think they want to play the safer game in this game 5, and I'm sure that's what most teams are going to do. You don't want to risk it. Most you can do is go for a bump. Even no bump on miss is fine because Arsenal, his shot was enough to clear out.
Stizzy cleared out miss too. Jeez. Good physical play out of Dignitas to get on the board early. But maybe I'm just growing to be a hater now because Dignitas, they had a lead last game too and they lost at the last second. So Dignitas need as much cushion, as much insurance as possible. Whatever it takes. Look at NRG coming and swinging. Garrett, full boosting for that. Now needing to full boost back, at least missed. Third man, not let Dignitas have that space and time.
Here's Mist. Gonna slow things down just a little bit. Arsenal with a challenge on him, but his touch actually sends this one back, which could have turned into a transition had Stizzy not pinched it off the sidewall there. It's a shot opportunity, the world's tiniest double off the crossbar, if that even counts, but I mean, technically it's 2 touches off of it. But 2-0 for Dignitas, a storyline that we have seen before. We're just waiting to see if they can hold on to it.
Well, there's the insurance we hoped for. I have taken the time to gain some hope, some cope. Never mind.
That's
it's
the
gone.
faster crazy I've ever taken.
I'll shut up now. I'm sorry.
Calling insurance at 4 minutes on the clock is insane.
They needed one more to just make you feel like Dignitas actually had a lead. And now it's gone.
Against
It doesn't feel like a lead.
NRG, I would call like a 4-goal lead insurance at this point.
Oh man, just right off the kickoff like that. Okay, we have a game on our hands. Loser of this, out of Swiss. It's Arsenal circling around, got Aqua jumping for it. All 3 in the net though of NRG. Not too worried, but it's how these midfield scrambles and the who's first on the ball that helps the transition go forward and how the offense can catch the other off guard. Dignitas have been winning that for now, just like they did before. They have a lot of offensive chances, and this time it's executed.
That is such a huge reset. I love it. Gyro pops it to himself off the sidewall, and he saw that Aqua might have gone up towards him, but instead Aqua actually got a little bit like mind tricked and went low, and Gyro just said, look, all I gotta do is reset, and this one is clear to go in, and that's exactly what he did. This, I would call potentially an insurance goal, but there's still over 3 minutes left in this game 5, and it's potentially going to turn into a 3-goal lead here as Arsenal puts this one in. Dignitas go up by 3.
Yeah, Garrett, what's up? Aqua, what's up? Like, I wanted to see it a second time just to confirm the whiftiness, but all good. And when NRG didn't score off the kickoff too, then we were very sure it was insurance for Dignitas. 4-1, lots of time left, but NRG can't let that happen, especially when there's multiple layers crumbling.
There's a lot of depth to this game, to be sure. Here's an attempt to drop this one down to a teammate. Instead, it's missed over Stizzy. Aqua there to try and take it back, but who's the follow-up? It's Gyro beating out anybody trying to beat him out. This one, 50's back into the NRG half, which could be bad for them, although no connection is not a good thing, but Stizzy has enough chance to keep this one going forward. It's an attempted shot there from Arsenal, but it gets saved and sent out. And Dignitas, you got a half a game left to go. You just play the best defense of your lives at this point to keep going.
That's what I felt that was. The recovery, so good to make the follow-up save in a 1v2 scenario. So yeah, you saved that moment, but you got 3 goals to make up for if you're NRG. Then you're getting demoed in the half, 3-on-2, Stizzy against Aqua. The staring match with the reset to Gyro, a little bit high, Miz chasing it. As Arsenal wants to carve through the left side. Keeping NRG trapped is still a viable strategy. Stizzy's off the ceiling trying to challenge Aqua here, and it works out. Him and Arsenal work against Mist, but it's enough time for Aqua to get a jump, and now they're both double committing for it. And Arsenal with a few more touches will sink it.
Listen, where's the backboard defense, Mist? I know you're like technically there, but Aqua took you out, man. You guys gotta communicate a little bit better because he looks like your op right now, okay? He was not on your side in that play by any means. And the other thing to take note of, because the fact that this is a 5-1 scoreline right now and NRG have 90 seconds to find 4 goals, this right there,
hey,
not only is that... Hey, listen, no, listen. Not only is that NRG's second goal, that's also only their second registered shot. So technically, yes, you are on 100% shooting in Game 5. That is not a good thing, okay? That is not a good thing. I need to see a couple more shots on target to kind of put this ratio in your favor a little bit here, especially if Stizzy is keeping this one NRG side.
Oh, just NRG showed us signs of their peak. Showed us that they can level up, that they can reset the composure. There's been so many mistakes in this game, and it's created a gap in the score that seems impossible to overcome in at least a minute. And how quick those adaptations have to come out in a minute, while also staying calm to stay locked in. Dignitas will negate the storm for now. Miss won't let Arsenal get to this ball first. So NRG aren't giving up too much quite yet. They just need a shot on net, and then maybe that'll be a 3rd goal based on how the stats are going. But NRG or Dignitas are the ones with possession, so precious time is being wasted.
Earlier in the series, I said that calling NRG anything in favor of them copium was not fair to them. And I take that back. You got 20 seconds to find 3 goals. At this point, it is full-blown cope to try and think that there is a chance left in this Game 5 right now. 10 seconds left to go before NRG are sent home and out of the Swiss. I believe you can correct me if I'm wrong off that one, but I think that that is true. Dignitas, Gyro pops this one up. 1 for the road home to go 6-2, and GG's across the board. Dignitas, redemption arc has ensued. It came out successful, and they send NRG running.
The script writes itself, too. The fact that Gyro steps up as the new 3rd man, and he gets the last goal, and he, well, won it with the team.